You're now listening to No Gimmicks.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to the No Gimmicks podcast here on the DFPN. We already got comments coming in. That's what's up. Welcome to the show, everybody. We got a loaded show. So much we got to cover. So much has happened in the world of Texas independent wrestling. But one of the biggest things is the reason we have a guest on this show tonight. And joining us tonight is somebody I've wanted on this show for a while. Someone who's been, I don't have to do this long, crazy intro because you know who this guy is. If you're a fan of Texas wrestling, you know who this guy is. You've seen him all over the state. He's been kicking up dust wherever he goes. And he's a subject of conversation possibly heading into this weekend. So joining me now, the real final boss, Mr. Exodus Prime, sir. Welcome to the show. Thank you for your time.
What's up with it? What's up with it?
Thank you for coming on. Like I said, you've been someone I've been wanting on No Gimmicks for a while. Glad you finally made the show. First things first, we got to address the elephant in the room. There's a viral clip going around of the Texas 8 from New Texas Wrestling. They are doing the Texas 8 tournament. You threw your name in the hat for wanting to represent Dallas. You want to represent the DFW. Also, interrupting you was LVJ trying to throw his name in the hat. So my first question to you, we're gonna jump right to the business. Do you think that you should be the one representing that, or should LVJ be the one to challenge you for the right to represent Dallas in this Texas 8 tournament?
I mean, just being honest, man, like we know, and y'all know, I know LVJ is an amazing, young, up-and-coming talent. He has all the tools. His head is all right, but he just got his anger directed at the wrong person. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's been obvious. I didn't choose me. The people chose me. Like they chose me last year. Like they chose me as number 2 in the state. Like they're choosing me this year. When Laura posed the question on the MPX Addicts page on who should represent it, it was unanimously Exodus Prime. We got a mention of Tatum and Tummy, but we didn't get a mention of LVJ. So the people not even choosing LVJ. So LVJ needs to take up his grievances up with the people and not me. But as y'all know, I'm always ready and willing to solve problems. And if he has an issue, we can solve it.
Now, when I saw that clip, I said the issue should be addressed. But it should be addressed in the DFW.
Yeah.
So if anybody has a claim to want to represent it, it should be addressed in the city. But JJ, what do you have for him?
I mean, I just want to piggyback on that question because, like you said, it is the elephant in the room. And speaking of LVJ, can somebody check on LVJ and make sure he's awake after what happened at Who Runs the World 3? You know, he got put to sleep under the spell of Kirifuda contracting, but we'll get to that later on in the show. But X, like Kelvin mentioned, it got tense, man. LVJ stepped into your spotlight, your territory. And as somebody who's seen you, followed you, knows you, you don't take lightly to somebody stepping up to you. So what are your real thoughts? Because like you said, there's been a mention of Tommy Becker. There's been a mention of Tom A. There's been a couple names of Tatum Manning, but for LVJ to just outright step to you in your spotlight, what you really thinking, man? How you feeling?
I mean, you know how these YNs are. You know how they are, man. They hot headed, bro. Like they don't think before they speak, bro. They don't think before they act, bro. They just see red and they just go towards it, bro. So it's up to me, being the more mature, the older person in this situation, just to look at the YN and say, hey, man, you mad at the wrong person, bro. Like, listen, I live my life for peace, right? And only time that I am in that conflict is when somebody's bringing that conflict to me. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have peace. So LBJ, we can settle this, no, civilly, you know what I'm saying, civically, however you want to say it. We can handle this the right way, or we can handle this the YN way. Either way is fine with me. So that's my thoughts on it, honestly, bro.
I'm glad you said that because this kind of ties into this whole, YN situation. Just recently, you had another situation with another fellow individual down in Texoma with Davion Black. I'm getting it's kind of the same thing. Like everybody wants to step to the one true final boss, but then it's a different story when they get in the ring with you because, as Kelvin touched on, you're not new to this. You're true to this. Like you are the real one true final boss. So, LVJ, again, whenever you wake up, somebody check on them. You might want to pump the brakes just a little bit.
Just a little bit, bro. Like at the end of the day, I'm a teacher, bro. And if LBJ want to make this a teachable moment, that's what we're going to do. So it is what it is.
But that brings up an interesting point too, because they look at you as someone that's done it, and they see that. Do you feel like as you grow older in the business, do you feel like that puts a target on your back? Because you are seeing some of these, like you're not a YN anymore. At one point in time, you were, right? And you had that chip on your shoulder. Is there a part of you that's looking at this and kind of respects the move?
I'm kind of split because, like I say, when I got into this business, I was already approaching 30 when I first entered the business, right? So I was already like leaving my YN stage, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of already got in this business with a touch of maturity that a lot of them don't have, right? A lot of life experience that a lot of them don't have. So, I respect the fact that they're young and they know what they want and they're going for it, right? I respect the hell out of it. What I don't respect is the way they're going about it, right? They think cursing and being aggressive is the way to do things all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's for the ring. Sometimes you got to be diplomatic. You know what I'm saying? Mm. And as you can see, when I say the things that I say it, and I'm diplomatic about it. You see what I'm saying? I'm not out here threatening people, calling people out their name. I say what I got to say in a respectful way. And if it strikes you the wrong way, then you got to look within yourself to see if you're mature enough to handle what I'm giving to you. And a lot of them not mature enough. You know what I'm saying? Love Devian, love LBJ or whatever. But they just like my little brother. They high-headed. They think they know it all. And I was that way once. But like I say, if they want to make these teachable moments, we can do that.
Mm.
Is it?
Respect that. JJ?
Yeah, I respect that too. And I kind of want to segue a little bit because we're still on the Texas 8 topic, but I want to throw another name at you. Somebody else who, over the past year or so, we've seen some issues between you guys, especially down here at MPX. Mr. Demo Diamond has been thrown out there by a couple of names. What are your thoughts on, if Demo is chosen to represent Dallas, or should Demo be chosen as someone worthy to represent Dallas in a tournament such as the Texas 8?
You know what? Like, I won't be mad at that choice. And I'll actually break it down as honest as I can. Last year, Demo had a hell of a run at MPX. He had a hell of a run at MPX. was a multi time champion. He beat the hell out of me multiple times throughout that run. So I gotta give respect where respect is due. He's one of the YNs that seem to have it figured out. He gets under the wing of someone who can give them opportunities. You see what I'm saying? That's what he did with Jamie. And then once that ran its course, now he's looking for his next opportunity, right? And you know, all I can say is just be on the lookout, man. Wrestling is a crazy business. Is all I can say. But if Demo is chosen, or if Demo is chosen to compete to earn the right, I think out of all the people that was mentioned and from the work that's been done the past year, I think he is the top contender to represent the DFW area.
Love that answer, man. Love that.
Love
Speaking of YNs, but on a respectful note, you took someone under your wing, someone brand new, and you guys are now the MPX tag team champions.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to me about this pairing between you and Von Titan, and what did you see in him to make you say, "All right, this is the guy. I see what you're doing. I wanna tag with you." And why do you think it's working as well as it is already?
Well, it's two things. You know, he was originally poised to tag with another person, but unfortunately they had personal things that came up that prevented them from doing that. So, you know, I was actually a replacement, you know, for him in that previous match that we had against Devin and Dane. But what I saw in that match, the passion, the drive, but also his ears was wide open. His mouth was closed, his ears was wide open. That was I was like, you know what? He's teachable, right? That's, you know, we coming back to that being taught that but he's teachable in the right way. He's not teachable where I gotta teach you a lesson, right? He's teachable in the way that, like, I want to learn from you, so please teach me. That's and it's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make you less of a man. It makes you more of a man, right? He gets it, right? He understands that, you know, although like I'm still fairly young in this business, I've amassed a lot of experience in a short amount of time, and I've amassed a lot of opportunities, right? I made a name for myself, right? I may not be able to teach him anything, right? I mean, everything. I may not be able to teach him everything, but I can teach him enough to where what he's done with me, he will at least benefit from it, right? And that's what this is all about, right? It's all about growing the next crop of people to carry the business and protect the business and keep the business safe and covenant, right? And he has that mentality of, you know, wanting to do that. So once I saw that, we just kind of like, you know, we just meshed like instantly, you know, student and pupil, little bro, big bro, unc nephew situation type thing. But, you know, he the little big brother. You know what
I mean? I dig it. I dig it. But it's something that when I saw it, I didn't know I wanted a tag team like that. So it just works. And now that you guys are the tag team champions, it seems like MPX is in that rebuilding of the tag team division. So who are you looking at right now that you are like eager to test yourself against as a tag team when it comes to MPX?
Man, really anybody, man. With like, you know, Titan, he's a monster, right? He got the size, he got the speed too, and he got that energy, right? But he's still very, very green, very, very young, very, very inexperienced, right? So every, you know, established tag team that we wrestle would be a challenge, right? Because they have the experience, they have the rapport, they have the synergy, right? And we're still kind of, you know, getting that, you know, finding our footing, right? So it was fortunate that we were fortunate to be able to gel just enough, right, to pull out that tag team title win. I ain't gonna say it was luck, but I will say that it was I guess a miracle, I guess you could say, simply because of the experience gap, right? You know, Day and Devin, they weren't, you know, they're fairly new, but they're cohesive, right? They're synergized, right? And they're experienced together, right? So any team, right? So like I said, we got Ethan and Mo. Man. So I'm already kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to like, blow their heads up. I'm a little worried, you know what I'm saying? Simply because I know they have that cohesion, right? They have that synergy that we might not have yet, but we're gonna give it our best, and that's all we can do.
That's kind of an interesting statement because you are going up against Paradigm, and if you're from Texas, you know Paradigm is a problem.
Yeah.
They are a problem. It's no cakewalk, but there's a level of what I'm getting from you is the cohesion isn't there, but it seems like Von Titan may be a fast learner, and throwing him off the deep end isn't that much of a worry for you.
Yeah.
There is that what I'm getting?
No, like it's just one of those things to where you can never underestimate your opponent, even if we were like the greatest or we was more experienced and we just had that behind us. You always have a little worry behind whoever you in the ring with, right? Even if you don't show it in your face and your demeanor, a smart person and an experienced person will have a little bit of worry because that worry is going to keep you alert. That worry is going to make you look for the unexpected, right? When you think you got in the bag, that's when you get caught, right? So, I'm already going to have that mentality. Then adding the fact that, Von is like less than 10 matches in the business, right? So, they can exploit that, right? Like they and Devin tried to do. So that's kind of the strategy that we're working out, trying to find those easy exploits and try to close them as much as we can by Saturday.
I think you'll learn a lot about yourselves as a tag team after Saturday as well. JJ, what you got?
Oh yeah, for sure. And piggybacking on this tag team topic, because that was something that the MPX addicts actually brought to us a few weeks ago on the show, and they were kind of talking about this, the old guard, the new guard, fresh tag teams versus the veteran tag teams, and some names have been thrown around like Prime Titans for you and Von Titan, if it sticks. T-shirt soon, maybe, probably.
Maybe.
Oh, but how do you feel? Because you've done it all. You've been the singles wrestler. You've been the tag team guy. You've been in factions. You've been in groups. So how does this pairing with you and Von Titan, and then when you look at, to Kelvin's point, kind of that rebuild and rebrand of the MPX tag team scene, because Purple Haze is not there all the time. The Scorn is no longer a thing. It seems like World Class, we haven't heard from them since the loss to you guys. And then we have, looking at the card this week, Most Wanted is coming back. We have End of the World Party returning to MPX as well. So you're starting to see some new tag teams that the MPX addicts haven't seen in a while. So what does that do for you and Vaughn, more specifically you, seeing this changing of the guard in the tag team division?
It's exciting actually. We always got to test our skills against new challenges, right? In order for us to get sharper and get better, right? So if we're steady facing each other and the people that we know, right, then we're never going to grow, right? So, I might worry, but I'm never afraid, right? It's just about, taking the challenge that's right in front of us, formulating a strategy the best we can, and then trying to execute it, right? You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they got their own plans, they got their own strategies, right? And sometimes people are willing to go lower than other people are, right? So, but we're trying to prepare for all this stuff. But no, as far as, end of the world, Most Wanted, and even Paradigm coming in, and I won't say it's an old guard, new guard. It's just, people, things change, right? But if that's how they want to spin it, we can spin it like that, right? If these newcomers think they're going to come in and take over the house that Exodus Prime helped build, then they got another thing coming. Because whether I'm in a tag team or singles, I'm not going to stand for that. For them just to sit there and kick me out of my house. And MPS has always been my second home, my second heart in wrestling, right? So I'm if they do, they're gonna have a hell of a time doing it.
Right. Now, and you said something that actually, was my next question I have for you, kind of going back a little bit in time. MPX Global Wars, for those that didn't see it, you went up against one Lee Moriarty in what was a match that I didn't even know I wanted to see until I saw it happen. Oh, so having that experience under your belt, that moment with Lee under your belt, who else kind of just, names that you can think of for 2026 that you want to mix it up with before the end of the year?
It's the same answer I always had, man. Like I always had the same answer. It's anybody that's going to elevate me. So you can take that with that what you will, whether they're better than me, got more star power than me, got more popularity than me. It doesn't really matter. Anybody that's going to elevate me is who I want to wrestle. Anybody who's going to get in there and give me 1,000%, that's who I want to wrestle. So you can take what they will. I don't think about dream opponents or stuff like that, even though I have them, whatever. But at this point, about 2 or 3 of them retired. So it's a couple of them, right? Yeah, I could throw out, like, I would love to throw that with Will Ospreay, you know what I'm saying? Okada, you know what I mean? Kenny Omega, the Bucks, you know what I'm saying? Of course, you know what I'm saying? But the honest answer is anybody that will elevate me. That's the best answer I can give you.
I love it.
I love that too. I actually love that too. Final question. And we gotta kill off a rumor, because LVJ did throw this out here and I forgot to ask you. The retirement rumor. Is there any plans for Exodus Prime to hang up his boots anytime soon, or do you feel like you have more juice in the tank?
I definitely have, like, physically, I definitely have probably a lot of more juice than a lot of these YNs got, right? If I'm being honest, right? But mentally, if I'm being honest, my family has grown since I started wrestling. My schedule has been lighter than it's been the past 5 years, and like I thought it was going to be nerve-wracking, but it's actually like I actually like it, right? Like it's like, I like being able to miss wrestling, a little bit, right? And when I'm doing it 3 days, when I'm doing it 15 times a month, it's hard to miss it, right? I still love it. I still enjoy it. I've thrown it out there a few times. The contemplation about it, and a lot of it is usually because of the strain that it puts on me and my family. But the honest answer I can give y'all, yeah, I know I'm beating around the bush, man. I have the juice, man. I got the juice, dog. So I got the juice, man. So I probably ain't gonna, like, as much as I want to leave it, man, I'm probably not gonna leave it until he kicks me out. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's injury or or whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's probably gonna be what gets me out of wrestling. It's gonna have to kick me out. So
I respect that. I respect that. But I wanted you to have that opportunity, whatever it was, get it off your chest, because it did come up, and I saw the reaction when he said it. So I had to. If we're gonna kill it, let's kill it. So Thank you for the answer. JJ, you got anything else, brother?
No, man. I mean, like we touched on, the Texas 8 is in full steam. Half of the field has been announced. There's been talk of Dallas, getting ready to make a move. So I'm glad we were able to get X when we could, because who knows what's going to happen next.
Fact. But I meant to say thank him for coming on, but he already jumped out.
Hey, man, that's that schedule he was talking about.
Yep. Oh, look, there he is. Hold on. He jumped back in.
App crashed. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, you're all good, man.
You good. You're all good, man. I was like, oh, he didn't already jumped off. And I forgot to say thank you for coming on the show. But we know you got a big. Yeah. We know you're a busy man. We know you got stuff to do. So, but for real, friend of the show, anytime you want to come on, man, the door is always open for you, bro.
I mean, appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all giving me a platform to speak my mind, man, and make me feel important a little bit.
Hey, man, the one true final boss. We had to put it out there, man. Anytime.
All right, brothers. Y'all boys have a good night. Have a great rest of your show.
Take it easy, man.
All right, thank you, sir. Good luck this weekend.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. JJ, we got a lot.
I mean, where do you want to start? You want to start with with Who Runs the World? I mean, what?
You know what? We have to. We have to start with we have so many elephants in the room tonight. we gotta start with the biggest one, right? And it's news that it's been reported on today. We saw as soon as I saw it happen at Who Runs the World 3, I was like, yay. but Nikki Blackheart, no longer the MPX Women's Champion. It was reported on today that she has been signed by WWE. She will be reporting. Again, take that. It hasn't been confirmed yet, but the rumors are out there that she has signed. So that's courtesy of bodyslam.net. But when it happened, it was something that my heart sank because, you know, we just started experiencing Nikki Blackheart, right?
Right.
As champion. I think the addicts really gravitated towards her. They loved her. You could feel the crowd behind her that match, and you could feel the air leave the room on the 3 count. Once that count hit 3, you've seen the air, you've seen the reaction. But me personally, I was like, but yes, because I kind of knew what that meant. And
Right.
to the fact that after the show, like I had to go up to her and be like, congratulations. Like congratulations. I already know. But I kept telling people, like, enjoy Nikki Blackheart while you have her because she ain't gonna be here long. I think anybody with a set of eyes could see that the lady is a star. She's on the bigger and better things. And she has an aura about her. Her presence is dominant. Her ring work is dominant. And I think once she gets on television, man, it's just a matter of time. We're going to be looking at a superstar. But your thoughts on what this past weekend with her losing the MPX Women's Championship, before we even get to the American Joshi Championship, just the Nikki Blackheart of it all, your thoughts on it?
Yeah, man. Before I give my thoughts, because I'm looking at the comment section. So shout out to everybody in the comment section with us tonight. We love it. Keep it coming. Give us your thoughts. Give us your takeaways as we go through everything. I do want to give a shout out to K. Lou for holding it down for No Gimmicks with Matt Andrews on the pre-show. Like, you guys did incredible. It was a great
phenomenal job
to help kick off the night. Y'all, I know in the comments, y'all were like, oh man, I was nervous, I was worried. Y'all look like stars. So kudos to y'all for holding it down. Much appreciated. And yeah, man, I'm on the same train as you. We talked about it 1,001 times. Nikki Blackheart, we had to enjoy her while we had her because we weren't going to have her for long. And you know, the Texas Rumble, when it was announced she was taking on Abaddon, I was like, oh, 10 toes down, that's our next women's champion without a doubt. And it happened. And then we start getting into the run, and it's like, oh, there's all these marquee matches we could have with her. There's Nikki Blackheart versus Shay Carmichael, Nikki Blackheart versus Reza Clark, who Reza came out before the match and was like, hey, I want to let it be known. Yeah, I've had my ups and downs, but I got my eyes on the MPX women's title going into Destiny. So like me, I was like, oh, are we getting a Nikki Blackheart versus Reza? Like, that's huge.
I was praying. I was like, please let this be a match.
Like, I was on my phone ready to get my tickets. I was like, yes, tickets now. Got them secured. Sign me up for that one. And then, like you touched on, seeing the way that her and Priscilla Kelly worked, they had insane chemistry, by the way.
Yes.
The match was phenomenal. It could have went either way. And then when the 3 count did happen, it was like, oh no. But it was that good, oh no, because she is on to bigger and better things. And the sky is the limit for Nikki Blackheart.
Absolutely, man. And like just watching that match, you're right. Watching that match and watching it unfold, like even during the match, I was like, bro, she upped her game from the last time we seen her. Like, she jumped up about 10 levels. Like, everything was just, it was on fire. That match was so great. And it felt like almost a goodbye, but not really a goodbye until she came out and her and Nikki like raised her hand. And I was like, that felt like a goodbye. It's like that felt like a goodbye. And that made me really happy. But shout out to Nikki Blackheart. Shout out for just coming through MPX and hanging out with the MPX addicts and just sharing your light down here in Texas before you go off to the big show. I really, really am rooting for Nikki Blackheart.
Same. And it's funny that you were saying how it was a goodbye, but if you paid attention to the post-show comments, in her post-match interview, she even told us, she said, "Hey, MPX, thank y'all for the moment. Thank y'all for having me. But this isn't the end of Nikki Blackheart. I'm coming back bigger, better, stronger than ever." And, with Athena, shout out to Athena, by the way, and the amazing success that Who Runs the World has been producing. I mean, I could only say it's only a matter of time until we see Nikki Blackheart again. So, like you said, I wish her the absolute best up there with WWE. Cannot wait to see her gracing TV on a weekly basis. That is going to be insane to see. And when she does return, I'm sure the addicts are going to welcome her with warm, welcoming arms.
Oh, nice. Coming in here from K. Lou, and I need a follow-up, brother. He said, "I can't lie, I was a little disappointed in that match." I would like to know why. Because I loved it. The ending threw me for a loop because I was like, that was the only part of it. I was just like, I had that, because I knew what that meant. She's leaving, but she's leaving. You know what I mean?
Right.
But that was the only part I was just like, oh man. But yay, you can't be mad at it, But that's one. Here's the other part: the American Joshi tournament.
Man,
did not go how I expected it to go.
Not at all. Not at all.
At all. This tournament gave us so many moments. First and foremost, Emi Sakura and Anarchy Ash in the beginning was a shocker to me. I did not see that match going how it went, and I also didn't see the rest of the night going how it went. But just starting off with Vert versus Alejandra to open the show, phenomenal match. But overall thoughts on the American Joshi tournament: congratulations to Anarchy Ash. She is your inaugural American Joshi champion from MPX. Thoughts?
Yeah, man. What can I say? Going back and looking at our show that we did to get ready for Who Runs the World 3, I was the only person that outright picked Ash. So, kudos to me.
Whatever.
I just had to throw that out there because, again, I didn't see it playing out that way, but it happened. And me and you talked about this, when Anarchy Ash was blowing up with MPX and then blowing up all over Texas. I literally messaged you and was like, "Hey, dog, I think 2026 is going to be the year of Ash. I don't know why. I don't know how, but I just feel it." And sure enough, Baracho Pro, Ash took over. Down in San Antonio, Ash has been taken over. MPX, better and better and better every single time she comes out. And the addicts have gravitated towards that. Mm-hmm. So much so that going into the tournament, she was definitely the heavy favorite. And when MPX posted it on Facebook, "Hey, it's show day. Who do you have winning the tournament?" It was overwhelming to see the amount of people that said Anarchy Ash.
Yes.
Literally right off the get-go. So that kind of gave Ash that momentum that she needed. And it was unfortunate because during the American Joshi tournament, a lot of shenanigans. Emi Sakura took her out after the match. So we really didn't know if she was going to be able to continue or not. Vert Vixen and Alejandra, wonderful match. Vert had a pass to the finals because of Kirifuda contracting, because Nyla Rose, even though she wasn't there, got involved.
Boy, there's going to be some ramifications behind that one.
Oh my goodness. Talk about the amount of elements that were in this particular tournament alone. But I do want to give a shout out. J Rod, in my opinion, was the highlight of the entire tournament because as someone that I've never seen J Rod and hearing about J Rod and then finally being able to witness J Rod in action, talk about a talent.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Side note, I have my son and his friends. And my son, my nephew, and their friend, they all went to the show with me, right? Because it was my son's birthday. Couldn't do the pre-show, but was able to bring him to the show. And it was my nephew's first ever wrestling event. Dude fell in love with J-Rod. like, like fell in love. He was just like, I love her. So like, bro, it was wild. And just seeing like how she captivated everyone, because it was my first time watching her live too. J-Rod needs to be around more. I would love to see her around more. But great showing from her. I agree with you there. I do want to address a comment because I feel the same way. I definitely have Vert winning. Shout out to you, K-Luke. I completely understand her snapping. Now, I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna say this for Vert. This needed to happen. It needed to happen because Vert's right. She's been working. Vert's been way too nice. She's been way too humble. She's been way too by the book. She's been what, quote unquote, a good soldier. She's been that. She's been the person that does everything right. Her snapping, her crashing out, I loved it. And I don't say that often. You know how I feel about people crashing out but with Vert, I totally get it. Right. You've been too nice. The nice guy doesn't finish first. And it's about time, Vert. It's about time. Thank you. I appreciate the fact that you felt so strongly that you did not win this tournament, that you crashed the party. She crashed the party. Everybody was hoisting up Anarch and Ash. She came back out and stopped it. Yes, I love to see that. I love it. Because you know what? It's about time for Vert Vixen to prove and show that she's just not the nice person. Damn all that player one stuff. Throw that away. Throw it away. Throw it away. You don't need it. Put the chip on your shoulder, Vert. Put it on your shoulder and just wreck stuff. I know you're capable of it. We're talking about somebody who had a WWE tryout and now it's getting signed. Guess who else had a WWE tryout? Vert Vixen. Why are we not talking about that? She's more than worthy. Damn that, Vert. Kick ass, take names. I'm here with you. I stand with Vert Vixen. I may not get a comment, but I stand with you, Vert. Kudos.
You know what? You know what? I got to give you props on that one because lately me and you haven't been meshing because you've been eating a lot of crow and some things. But I'm gonna stand with you on that one. I'll give you the comment. That did need to happen. And for Vert Vixen, anybody that is social media savvy and paid attention to the post-show comments, Vert is pissed. And on this show, we have been on record saying there is nothing like a pissed off wrestler. And now we have a pissed off Vert Vixen. And Vert has made it blatantly known she is not stopping until she gets that American Joshi title from around Anarch Kid Ash's waist. And that could spell a lot of disaster because Vert Vixen has all of the tools. She knows all the tricks in the books. She is dangerous. She's a technician. She hits hard. She kicks hard. And damn it, she knows where MPX is. She's not a stranger. She's going to show up again. And when she does, the question has to be asked. Is Anarch Kid Ash going to be ready for this brand new variation of Vert Vixen?
I'm not going to front. I like this Vert Vixen. I like the new one. I love the old one, but if this is the person that's coming out and saying like, listen, it's time to get stuff done, I like that. I don't hate it. And as a fan of hers, she's been in places like Tokyo Joshi Pro. I thought that title was handcrafted for Vert, honestly. And if you look at the American Joshi tournament, if anybody was capable, I had her winning the whole tournament. Right. And it's because her background in the Joshi world is kind of built for that. But it didn't happen. And Arcade Ash got it done. Love and Arcade Ash, nothing against her. But if you have Vert Vixen coming after you, I like this version of Vert. Respect.
Yeah, man. Yeah, no, I agree. And, the whole show from top to bottom, phenomenal. Like you said, ramifications across the board. It was also announced Who Runs the World 4 is happening. We haven't gotten a date yet, but according to the video, we're aiming for the summer, which is right around the corner. So, there's only a little bit of time to prepare for what's coming our way. And with so much going on, I'm locked in. I say that about everything, but this one in particular, because there's so much going on. Like, sign me up. I'm here. I feel like there's going to be a major, major, major night in store when Who Runs the World 4 rolls around.
I agree. With the summertime coming, and listen, K-Lou, get ready because we're going to ask you back. We like the production. Just come on, make it happen. You're invited. We'll be there again. But yeah, Who Runs the World 3 gave us so much. There's so much coming out of it. But we got an aptly named card coming this Saturday, Fist and Fury. Are you ready to dive into this card?
Oh man, let's do it.
Here we go. All right, Fist and Fury coming at you this Saturday. Kim, I saw you in the comments. I know that you said you wanted to see this guy book more. Where's that comment at?
Right here, I got you.
Yeah, I want to see Mikey B and Tatum team up. Hold on. hold your horses. Hold your horses. Because this Saturday, we're going to see them in action against one another at Fist and Fury. Listen, this is a must win for both men. I would say, especially for Tatum. Tatum coming out of the Rumble, he's still trying to find his footing. It's been a little bit of a rocky road since he left House Sagan. This may be something that he needs to correct the course with, but also with Mikey B. Mikey B coming out of the Rumble, it's been a little rocky for him. So this is a must win for both men. What are your thoughts on this match?
Yeah, no, we're in the same ball field. I'm gonna piggyback on everything you just said, and I'm gonna add one more layer to it. It's been announced. MPX Destiny is around the corner, Saturday, April 11th, and where is it taking place? The Epic in Grand Prairie, Texas.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, where is Tatum Manning from? Grand Prairie, Texas. And if anyone has paid attention to Tatum, you've seen how much performing in his home city for his home faithful means to Tatum. And with all of everybody talking about Destiny, making their path to Destiny, getting to Destiny, how are they going to get here? What roads are you going to take? Is it for a title? Is it a marquee match? Is it this? Is it that? For these two guys, this is a must win. Like you said, for Tatum, it's been rocky ever since everything happened with House Sagan. Mm-hmm. And then for Mikey B, we thought Mikey B was part of world class, and then it seems like we don't know what happened. So with
Right.
Mikey B, you've got to get back into the swing of things. Not that you lost your groove, but where have you been? We haven't seen you. World class has been here somewhat, but where was Mikey B at? So with these guys, it's a proving ground in a sense. And Tatum,
Yeah.
I think, is going to have that extra chip on his shoulder because of what happened with the triple threat and not gaining the Addicts title.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's why I said this is an absolute must win for both men. And honestly, I can't even call this one. I can't because
It's hard.
this one's a hard one. This whole card is like it's 50-50 either way around the card. So another match, 50-50. We got Elijah Cortez, right? Testing himself up against Luke Cameron. And listen, another must win for both men to figure out where they want to go after this. Luke Cameron, listen, the more they come to MPX and find their footing, it speaks volumes because you see these guys get better and better. Both of these guys are becoming familiar again with MPX. So you've seen Elijah Cortez more and more. You're starting to see Luke Cameron more and more in MPX. And depending on who wins this match, you could be looking right at the top of the card. The Addicts title is wide open right now. There's some challengers. We got a new Addicts champion, right? There's a lot of stuff, a lot of directions the winner of this match can go.
Yeah, man. The only thing I'm going to disagree with you on is the outcome. I don't see this one being 50-50. I see this one being a 70-30 because Luke Cameron is not somebody you want to play around with.
Oh, I agree.
We unfortunately saw what happened to JoJo last week when he stepped up to lethal Luke Cameron. And I'm not saying that Elijah Cortez is going to go to sleep in a matter of 5-10 seconds like JoJo. That's not what I'm saying here. But what I am going to say is Luke Cameron, Paradigm, that's a dog. That's a monster. That anybody that steps to Luke Cameron, and Lewis said this, if you step to Luke Cameron, you better make sure you eat your breakfast because I'm knocking you out. Been on record letting it be known.
It's funny you say that because I'm kind of the same way with Elijah. He's a dog.
He is.
I like
agree.
Chances in this one, honestly.
I like it. I like his chances, but I don't like it because of the name of the show. Because of the fact that the show is called Fist and Fury, and also because pretty much all of Paradigm is going to be in the house, in the building.
You're right.
I think Luke Cameron is going to have, again, we talked about it, a point to prove, and that's going to make him come out swinging for the fences. No pun intended. But, yeah.
Touche. I think with the majority of Paradigm being in the house, yeah, he's going to have something that he needs to prove. But speaking of Paradigm, we talked about it, going up against Prime Titans. Hey, he said it could be on the shirt. It could be on the shirt. Is it sticking?
It's only a matter of time.
Is it sticking? Prime Titans. But again, we talked about it with X. This match, quick thoughts.
Man, when it was first announced, I don't know which way I'm gonna go because I love all these guys in this match. It's Paradigm in 5, but I also didn't know that I needed the Prime Titans in my life, like injected into my veins, and it's been injected in my veins. Seeing Von Titan in the gym makes me want to root for these guys in every aspect because that's showing you, like X touched on, he wants to learn. He's passionate. He's dedicated. He's willing to go through this grind. Yes. I just hate that the very first title defense right off the rip is Paradigm because that is
a tough challenge. Which is why
tough first outing.
Yeah, that's tough. Which is why I asked what I asked him. Right? Do you have the confidence to put yourselves in a fire like that? Because this is no cakewalk. at all. This isn't just some showcase, right? We're the new tag team champions. No, we're throwing ourselves right into the fire, right? And just that mentality. And here in X, it actually gave me a little bit of confidence in that tag team. It's because naturally, yeah, you're gonna worry, but you touched on it as well. Seeing the work Von Titan has been putting in the gym, he's been very active on social media, showing what he's been up to. You know, you always see him when you're at the MPX shows. He's always doing something around there. There's an attentiveness to him. And when you see that, it tells me he's a student of the game. And being a student of the game tells me he's also a good listener. So if he's listening to the direction that's coming from X, I think they have the tools to get it done, even with the experience gap. But I'm not gonna lie to you. This ain't what you want as a first outing. It really ain't what you want as a first outing.
Oh, no, not at all. And piggybacking on something that you touched on too, because again, Von Titan has not been shy about challengers. We've kind of seen some banter on social media this week. He's not dodging the freak demon Mo Kelly. He wants to get in the ring with Big Mo. And that a lot of people go the other way. But for Von Titan, he's like, no, I'm locked in, laser focused. Whenever the match starts, I don't care if I start it, you tag me in. I want Mo Kelly. And that is going, I hope they reinforce the ring.
That's firework material. It's firework material. Yeah. And yeah, that's a tough match, bro. That's a tough one. That's a tough one. And it's because there's so much unknown in this match.
Right.
There's a lot of unknown in this match. But shout out to whoever made this match. Seriously, shout out to whoever made it, because my goodness, we will get a show out of this one. And speaking of shows, we talked about it with X as well. The established tag teams, we have them returning. End of the World Party, who we haven't seen in MPX in a long time, coming back, challenging Most Wanted. Again, tag team ramifications. We talked about how the tag team division is rebuilding itself. The winner of this match has a great footing in the tag team division, depending on their showing. What's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, before we touch that tag team match, I want to go back to Laura Pulver's comment that she threw in there. Mo is going to touch a Titan. That Laura, I know you're ringside. Please be safe during that match. Oh, just because there's gonna be a lot going on.
There's gonna be a lot of meat flying around there. Just be safe.
Yeah. Please be safe. Please be safe. Oh, this tag team match though is another one of those that I've got my eye on, because, like you said, these are two tag teams that have not been around MPX in a little bit, and they're making their way back. And the last time we saw Most Wanted was in that conversation of the MPX tag team titles, because they were feuding with the Scorn. They were feuding with the Sons of Mayhem. So they had some momentum. They were doing some things. Do the addicts like Most Wanted? Not necessarily, but they know how to get the job done regardless. Correct. And then on the other hand, you've got End of the World Party. And yeah, that is again, not an easy feat, not an easy task at hand for anybody on any given night. Both of these tag teams are going to push each other to their very limits.
Yep.
It's another 50-50. Like you said, the whole card, minus Luke Cameron and Elijah Cortez.
You don't think that one's 50-50?
I don't think that one's 50-50, but everything else on the card is pretty much 50-50. It could go either way.
Yeah, this one's a tough one. And like you said, the tag team division, we need this. We really do need this. So it's going to be something to watch, man. It's going to be something to watch. Also, something to watch is, it seems to me that Cavens is starting to run the gauntlet. That's what it seems like. It seems like without even preparing us for it, he's running the gauntlet. We got him versus Big J in action, and all roads are leading to Destiny. And it seems like without doing it, without being present, I don't know how he does this, but JD Griffy is finding ways to stack the deck against Delenn Cavens. I don't know how he's doing it, but we've seen it. We've seen just the prison break match and how the deck got stacked against him. And each time, Delenn Cavens is finding ways to get the hand, get the win. He's finding these ways out of it. I'm just worried that he's going to burn himself out, which seems to be the design. You don't have to lose, or you can win. I just need you to give me an advantage. Does it seem that way, or am I tripping?
No, I definitely see where you're coming from, and I'm gonna raise the stakes here, because if you missed, not last week because of Who Runs the World 3, but a couple of weeks ago, the first domino, if you will, that fell was when Cavens put his title shot on the line against LVJ, which in the history of MPX has never been done before. The Texas Rumble winner has never on the road to Destiny said, hey, you know what? I'll take on so-and-so, and I'm going to put my spot at Destiny on the line. My main event opportunity on the line. But somehow, like you touched on, because JD is a tactician and lethal and methodical and all of the things, they were able to get under Cavens' skin, and the stakes were raised, but Cavens rose to the occasion. But now this week, you've got the heavy hitter, you've got the enforcer, you've got Big J. We know what Big J is capable of alone. Let's start there. But let's take it a step further, because Big J has seemed to have gotten more vicious being under JD Griffy. And I think because for Big J, you don't really have anything to gain here. You don't have to necessarily win this match. So if Big J wanted to, because we've seen him go everywhere with that steel chair ever since he did what he did to Jamie Aller, we could very well see Big J come out with a chair and just swing on Cavens. Not saying that it is going to happen, but it could happen, and he wouldn't be wrong.
And it would make total sense. Because like I said, you don't need him to win the match. You just need him to not be at 100%.
Right. And the elephant in the room that we've touched on a little bit, the main event at Destiny, which was also announced a couple of weeks ago. First time ever, a steel cage match, which at first JD was a little worried when you saw his face. But I think after it sank in, JD himself even said, dog, hello, I'm a cage fighter. You really want to do this?
Yeah. And that's the part, right? It sounds like there's no escape for him until you realize his background. He's comfortable in that.
Right.
He's very comfortable in that. And my thing is, I'm worried that, and we'll get to the main event, because it seems like JD Griffy, and not that I'm necessarily worried, but it's an observation. JD Griffy is a master manipulator of emotions. And that's part of the background, right? Because if I have you emotional, you're not making rational decisions. You're not thinking straight. You're not focused. We've seen this up and down the card. He's great at it. If you are not in control of your emotions, he automatically has an advantage. I think Cavens played into this because it's a steel cage match. And it may seem like he has something to worry about, but again, is that part of his plan? He's continuing to stack the deck without even trying. And I bumped into him at Who Runs the World 3. I bumped into him. First of all, he called the show trash. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Loudly, might I add. He called it trash. And then he said I needed to acknowledge that he is the greatest MPX champion in the history of MPX. Now, there's some things that I will admit to, and some things that I won't. Okay, JD, I hope you're listening. I hope you're listening. Because I will admit, shamelessly, that by default, you are the greatest MPX champion in the history of MPX. No one has won the title as many times as you have. No one's been a 5-time champion. No one's been a 6-time champion. Only you. You are the greatest MPX champion. Remember, I'm saying this. I'm saying this. We can clip it if you want. But this show is not trash, okay? The show is not trash. We deal, truce, whatever. But what I'm saying is, I see these things, and I keep screaming them loudly. Stop being emotional. Focus, because if you are not, then you will lose this match. If you are not focused, he has the upper hand. And before we get into the main event, we do have a 3-way, and that's Adam Green, Aiden the Dragon. Holy crap, this match already had me excited with just those two. And then you throw in the combustible element of Grimy Dalton Gray, who we haven't seen since He Who Shall Not Be Named.
Thank you.
Because they will jump on the show, cut their brother's hair. So I'm curious as to what Dalton Gray's appearance will be, because we know it won't be grimy. It will be cleaned up, at least. But thoughts on this match, bro?
Man, that's a match that can go either way. It's a sleeper match of the night because you've got all these different elements coming into one, which, kudos to MPX, by the way, because a lot of promotions and a lot of companies, whether it's big name, little name, in the middle, whatever, you do multi-man, multi-women matches here and there, and then you kind of forget about them. But something with MPX is when you get a multi-person match, at one point in time, they called it a showcase match. It's incredible because you're getting to see different styles. You get returns, you get debuts, you get somebody you haven't seen in a while. You get somebody that's tearing it up over here, making their way into the Dallas scene. So it's really cool to see these unique concepts during the multi-man match. And like you touched on, He Who Shall Not Be Named, I'm curious to see what their intent is going to be on this match. Where are they going to be while this match is taking place? Because I have a beef with said individual, which, we're going to address that elephant right now.
Please.
I've been on record saying that I'm a fan of you and this whole persona change, this whole identity shift that you've been on. I have, not lying about that. The only thing I didn't support was the levels that you went to when it came down to grimy and cutting of the hair. Now, when it came down to these match predictions, yes, I hoped that you would have been beaten by Danny O'Ryan. Somehow you got the job done. I hoped that you would have gotten beaten by Shimbashi, which you did lose, because I went back and I watched that match over, and there was a 3 count.
That's semantics. It's semantics.
No. It was a 3, but it was missed because you heard the addicts let the referee know. That referee will not be named because I'm not throwing them under the bus. But the addicts let it be known that it was 3, and then somehow you found a way at the end to get the win. Kudos to you. But now that we know Grimy is back, in my opinion, it's put up or shut up time. Because the Supernova at some point is going to have to collide with the Grimy one. And the Grimy one's pissed.
You know what we say about the people that are pissed?
Y'all know what we say. It's on a t-shirt. It's going to be on a t-shirt at some point. But now, for all that you've done, you've graced us with your presence. You've graced us with your commentary. You've graced us with the matches on shows that, never mind, I'm not going to go that far, but it is okay.
It's okay.
I'm gonna let him have it. I'm gonna let him have that one. But now it's time because the grimy one is back. Now you've got to atone for the sins that you've made. And now, what are you gonna do? Because the ball's in your court.
You know what? I'll say his name, Tommy.
Oh God.
I'll say his name. It's okay, Tommy. But
please don't join the chat.
Listen, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What he did, again, we talked about Vert Vixen, right? And how she needed to do what she needed to do. I fully believe in Tommy's mind, he did what needed to be done. Because that's the shedding of the skin. And who knows? Grimy Dawn Gray may have needed that too as a wake-up call. Because the Scorn were close-knit. And that separation, maybe in his own way, this is his way of telling his brother, wake up. There's better stuff out there. Maybe that was his wake-up call. Maybe that was his thank you for me waking you up to reality. Because Grimy Dawn Gray was drifting a bit. And maybe this match is his chance to correct that drift. Truth speaking. I'm just playing devil's advocate.
I'm not mad at it. I'll let you have your point. I said what I needed to say. You know, there's been a lot of chatter. We talked on it with X. Tom A's name has been thrown up a couple of times by a few people within mentioning for Dallas in the Texas 8. Would I be opposed to that? Absolutely not, because I think Tom A has had a stellar year with everything that has been going on. So, yeah, but going back to the grimy thing, it's different when siblings fight. But when you embarrass and you humiliate said sibling, you know little brother is going to come back for his lick back. It's only a matter of when, not if.
Yeah, understood. That is a fair point, because you did humiliate him in front of everyone. Even I was like, that's over the line. But again, just playing devil's advocate. So it is what it is. Main event, though. Let's go back to this conversation with JD Griffy. The main event. Remember I said, if you're emotional, you're not focused, right? And what did we talk about before? Jamie Aller being the piece to set 6 that JD Griffy knew he needed to attack. Why? Look no further than his opponent. Man, right? Man is going into this match. And he even said it himself in a post on social media. He said it himself. I'm glad the title isn't on the line. Why, man? I'm glad the title isn't on the line. I'll let Cavens have this. But I'm coming in here solely to hurt you. Now, don't get me wrong. I love the anger. And like I said, anger is good. Anger gets stuff done. Unless it's with JD Griffy. You cannot be emotional. He's not even going in this to win the match. He's going in it to hurt JD Griffy. Again, am I tripping, or is this a bad strategy?
Oh, man. It depends. Okay. It depends on how you look at it, because, yes, theoretically, it can be a bad play. But to be devil's advocate, like I touched on when we first started talking about this with JD Griffy, the trigger was pulled at the wrong moment. And the reason being is because now you have pissed off set 6 across the board, because it seems like Cavens has been welcomed into the set 6 arms. Maybe not officially, but him and Demo have bonded and rekindled, and we've seen it. Him and Man have bonded and rekindled, and we've seen it. So at the end of the day, like you touched on earlier when we were talking about it with Cavens and Big J doesn't really have a chip in this game. Big J has the intention to make sure Cavens doesn't get to Destiny 100%. The same can be said for Man in this spotlight. Yeah, the title's not on the line. Thank God it's not. But for Man, maybe it's to help his boy Cavens out. Because again, the steel cage, JD Griffey's wheelhouse. He's comfortable. That's his DNA. That's his persona. But maybe if Man can put a chink in that armor, maybe if he can make sure JD isn't 100% going into his element, meanwhile Cavens is the fresher of the two, now maybe Cavens has a better shot to get the job done. And we touched on it. Man is a certified crash out. And the video has surfaced so much so that JD Griffey himself responded and said, hey, I'm going to show y'all how this game is played. When I get to MPX on Saturday night, have your cameras ready and I'll give you my response in person. I'm not going to waste time doing this back and forth. I'm going to show you when I show up.
Yeah. That, you know how he is. His responses kind of hold weight. And when he says he's going to do something, 9 times out of 10, it gets done.
Yeah.
And like I was saying, the tone of Man's, for you guys, follow Man, please, on the socials. Follow him. Watch this video because he didn't hold back. To the fact that when that video was over, I was like, uh-oh. He went there. Okay. All right. And the response from JD was like, don't even worry about it. I'll address it when I get to the arena. As soon as I get to the arena, I'll address it. Which is, get your tickets, folks. Get your tickets. Because it's gonna be a crazy night. Speaking of crazy night, we got a post from Richard Hill earlier today too. Coming back to MPX, Paulie Paparazzi is gonna have an announcement that he's gonna be dropping this Saturday. We seen Paulie at the Texas Rumble. We hadn't seen him in a while before that. Shout out to you, Paulie. But I'm very curious as what he's got to say. What about you?
Yeah, no, I'm glad you touched on it because, if we didn't touch on it here during the final take, I definitely was going to say something about it because it is something that, again, with the MPX addicts, that's one of the guys in Paulie Paparazzi the addicts have gravitated to and has embraced from start to finish, especially going on the journey that we went on with Paulie Paparazzi and the entourage and then the towel boy and then seeing him step into his own light. And the return at the Texas Rumble, Paulie probably got one of the loudest pops of the night behind Maya World.
People love seeing him again. Yeah.
Right. The addicts enjoy seeing him again. So when Richard Hill dropped the announcement that, hey, addicts, by the way, we got a surprise announcement for you from Paulie Paparazzi, that reaction alone, shout out to Laura Pulver being in the chat. So much going on tonight because we're talking a lot. Paulie PTV, because Paulie is must see for the addicts. So consider me locked in. I'm curious to see what the announcement is going to be. Is it an in-ring return? Is it merchandise? Is it the special guest referee? Is it what's going on? Like, we don't know.
Right. We don't. But I love that he's going to be back in the building. Being back in the MPX Event Center, it's going to be home because we haven't seen him in that space in a long time. So it's going to be awesome to see him back. So welcome back, Paulie. I can't wait to see what this announcement is going to be or what it's going to be. So yeah, very much looking forward to that. Oh, Laura said the graphic that Richard put up said Paulie PTV. We're getting a segment.
I mean, we do know Paulie P knows how to work a selfie stick, so
Nice. I'm with it. I'm with that. But loaded show, my friend. We got so much to cover. 510 Hardwood Road for the people who can't get there in Bedford, Texas. MPX. Search it up on all your streaming platforms. You'll be able to watch it. Twitch.tv/Metroplex Wrestling. It's going to be a great night. JJ, long show tonight. Final thoughts, because this was loaded.
Yeah, man. We're on the road to destiny. It is that time of the year where everybody is firing on all cylinders. It is definitely a time you don't want to miss, because at any moment the road to destiny can change, whether it's for the good, whether it's for the bad, whether it's both. We don't know. But make sure you like, share, tell somebody, tell a friend, bring a friend to the show. Bring a friend to your house to watch the show with you, because, yeah, it's only getting bigger. It's only going to get better. And speaking of tickets, because if you didn't hear the announcement that was made already, tickets for Destiny are live, mpxwrestling.com, at the Epic in Grand Prairie, your boys' old stomping grounds. Maybe we can do a live kickoff show as a return, a homecoming.
I'm not opposed. Not opposed. It was why I said, K-Lou, you're welcome. You're more than welcome. I'm down. I'm definitely down. So maybe.
Hey, I'm here for it. You know, all I need is a time. I know the place. I know the people. You know, we got a couple spaces. You know, podcast studio, possibly ringside. Maybe we get Matthew Palmer in on it. Maybe
shoot out some fillers.
Something.
I'm definitely down. I'm definitely down for that. So yeah, absolutely. But that's the show tonight, guys. You got anything else, JJ?
That's all I got, man. Let's take it home.
All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in tonight to this week on MPX Fists and Fury. You guys know what it is. Until next time, be safe, take care of each other, enjoy what you're gonna enjoy. Peace.
And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmick. Yeah. And I know it's all business, all business, all business. We give them no gimmicks.